Let's unpack this scenario. You're renting and your landlord just told you the rent is going up. Suddenly, it feels like you have no other choice but to accept it or to scramble to find a place to live. But here's the thing, many renters don't realize that a rent increase is not always a final decision. Sometimes it's an opening to a conversation. And just because the numbers went up does not mean you are required to instantly agree without understanding your options. And if your first reaction is to panic, that's usually your cue to pause, gather information, and not respond immediately. So before you agree automatically, anchor yourself in a few practical realities. Let's start with your leverage. If you pay on time, keep the property clean, and you've caused no disturbances and you've been pretty easy to work with, that matters more than renters realize. Landlords value good tenants, and losing one over a monthly increase is not always worth the risk, time, or cost of turnover. At the same time, it helps to understand the landlord side. In many cases, the cost of doing business has increased. Property taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities, and repairs may have gone up. A rent increase does not automatically mean a landlord is being inconsiderate. It may simply reflect higher costs they are trying to absorb to keep the property running. That is why the next step should be collaboration and not conflict. The goal is not to argue or assume bad intent. The goal should be to work with your landlord to find a spot that feels reasonable and sustainable for both you and to your landlord. That might mean asking if the rent increase is flexible if you sign a longer lease, or it can be reduced. Or if you take on property responsibilities, maybe the rent can be adjusted in exchange for you covering those responsibilities. These are real conversations that happen more often than you think. Then understanding the numbers on your end is also important. Your moving costs, your deposit, utilities, transfers, higher rents elsewhere, they add up quickly. So sometimes staying and negotiating saves hundreds and in some cases thousands of dollars over time. It's also important to be honest here. Negotiations don't always work. Some landlords will hold firm and some increases are necessary. But understanding the process puts you back in control instead of reacting from fear or panic. So the goal here is to not win an argument. Your goal is to make the most informed decisions for your life and your finances while recognizing that both sides are navigating the rising costs that we are facing right now.